Thank you, California. Thank you, delegates. And thank you, Alex Rooker and leaders of the California Democratic Party. And delegates, thank you for the tremendous work you've done, working hard to elect Democrats up and down the ticket in California. And thanks to my friend and high school classmate John Chung, my running mate in the Carl Sandburg High School class of 1980 student council race. I like to say that's the last time that ticket will be Jones Chung. From now on, Chung Jones. How about a round of applause for our great controller? You know, one of the defining issues in this election is health care. And voters have a stark choice between President Obama and Mitt Romney. Now, we have a president who wants to make sure that seniors and all Americans get health care, versus Mitt Romney, who throws seniors and other Americans off the lifeboat that is our health care system into shark-infested waters. Now, first, we need to make this very clear to every American. Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan want to end Medicare as we know it. Are we going to allow them to do that? Now, there was a time not so long ago in this great nation's history when seniors didn't have access to health insurance and health care. They struggled. They lived in poverty. They couldn't get the treatment they needed. Many seniors died early as a result. Democrats created the Medicare program to provide health care for seniors. And as a result, seniors moved out of poverty. They had quality of life. They got the health care they needed. Their lives were extended. And Medicare, and let no one tell you different, Medicare is more efficient than any private health insurance program in the nation. Any. Now, Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan want to end Medicare as we know it. Republicans want seniors to go back to the bad old days when they had limited or no resources to cover their health care needs and the rising costs of medical treatment. When they say they want to save Medicare, they're simply not telling the truth. They want to end it. And then they have the audacity to suggest that the $760 billion that the president negotiated in savings from drug companies and hospitals to extend the life of Medicare, they have the audacity to argue that that's going to harm Medicare. And at the same time, score this same savings in the Ryan budget. Now, are we going to allow the Republicans to turn back the clock and end Medicare as we know it? No. Absolutely not. Now, Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan also want to end Obamacare. And I've had the privilege of serving as your insurance commissioner and making as one of my top priorities the implementation of the Affordable Care Act in California. Now, remember, Mitt Romney was for Obamacare before he was against it. Just like so many other issues, political expediency drives where he ends up, not principle. Now, there's several points that need to be made about Obamacare, and we heard them last night from President Clinton, but they're worth repeating because we need to repeat them time and time again in communities throughout America. Obamacare has stopped the insurers from cutting people off from necessary treatment. It stopped them from using lifetime caps that people bump up against when they have serious illnesses. Countless Californians are alive today because Obamacare eliminated the lifetime caps in their health insurance. 12 million Californians have had these lifetime caps eliminated and are with us and are going to be with us because of this assistance. And we have one such person. We have one such person in this room today who's a California delegate and a young woman who's fought a courageous fight against cancer and who was diagnosed in March of 2010 with a very rare form of deadly cancer. Now, she had health insurance, but she also had a lifetime cap like so many Californians in that health insurance. Her chemotherapy cost $60,000 a treatment. She required weeks of radiation therapy and drugs and hospitalization, $1 million in health care necessary. But she had a lifetime cap in her health insurance policy of $400,000, which she quickly exceeded. Thanks to Obamacare, Paula Velasquez is with us at this convention as a delegate fighting to re-elect Barack Obama. Paula, will you please stand up and be acknowledged? Paula is a young, dynamic Californian. And thanks to Obamacare, Californians have the safety and security of knowing they'll get the health care they need. Now, Obamacare has also ended a number of other very, very serious limitations on the access to health care. Obamacare has helped 350,000 young Californians get health care by staying on their parents' health insurance till age 26. Obamacare has stopped HMOs and health insurers from denying children from getting health care because of pre-existing conditions. And no longer, thanks to Obamacare, is it a pre-existing condition to simply be a woman. Seniors under Obamacare are enjoying cheaper prescription drugs, and that donut hole where seniors have to dig into their pocket for thousands of dollars to cover the cost of prescription medications is now closed. Small businesses get a tax credit for providing health care to their employees. The list goes on and on and on, including requiring health insurers and HMOs to get this, actually put up to 85% of the money they collect from us into actually paying for medical care. Now, as your insurance commissioner, one of the first things I did, literally the first night I was sworn in, was issue an emergency regulation to implement that provision of Obamacare here in California. And just last month, thanks to that requirement, 1.2 million Californians enjoyed rebate checks of $79 million because the health insurers didn't meet that requirement. They have to pay the money back. And I can't tell you how many Californians have stopped me on the street, and even though it can be small amounts, it's nice to get something back from your health insurer and your HMO, and they say thank you. And I say, don't thank me, thank President Barack Obama. Now, we have two other major fights in California. The first is a fight to make sure that we restore some balance in the way in which we fund our state. Due to the collapse of the economy as a result of the Bush administration, our revenues are down, and we've had to make horrendous cuts in critical programs, education, community services, health care, you name it. Proposition 30 will restore some balance and simply ask that the wealthiest among us do a little bit more. Will you help me help Jerry Brown get Proposition 30 passed? And the last and even greater fight, and this is the greatest deception and fraud of all, Proposition 32. Which is being marketed as campaign finance reform. Well, it's not. The League of Women Voters and every other independent reviewer of this initiative say it's not. What it is a knife at the heart of our democracy. What it is an opportunity to extend Citizens United and allow wealthy individuals and corporations to continue to dominate the airwaves and run people out of elected office. What it is a strike at the heart of working men and women in the labor movement, which has done so much to build California and America. Are we going to join together with our brothers and sisters in labor and defeat Proposition 32? Great. I know we're going to do it with your support. Thank you again, California delegates. Thank you again for your tremendous hard work. We have a great night ahead of us as we listen to our president and we go forward to the November election. Thank you very, very much.